Samarkand, a city where the pulse of ancient history beats, holds a secret that has been buried for centuries. Beneath the towering minarets and the vibrant markets, whispers of an ancient king's tomb circulate, a place of immense power. This king, long forgotten by most, is said to have been more than just a ruler. He was a figure tied to the very foundations of the earth, a ruler with the ability to shape the future of empires. But as history wears on, the story of Samarkand's beginnings fades into myth, and with it, the legacy of this king. The city's origins are mysterious. Was it founded by the gods, or was it a place of refuge for those fleeing the great upheavals of the past? Ancient scrolls, retrieved from dusty libraries hidden deep in the city's ruins, contain a cryptic prophecy, written in a language no one can truly decipher. The scrolls speak of a time when Samarkand would rise as a beacon of knowledge and power, but only when the king's secret tomb is uncovered. But the king's tomb isn't just a physical location, it is said to be a key that, when unlocked, will unleash a force that could bring an end to any kingdom that dares to wield it. With the city's growing prosperity, rumors begin to spread among the traders and travelers that something beneath Samarkand holds the power to change the world. Yet the real question is, who will control the secret, and what will be the cost? As the city flourishes, new powers rise, each vying for control. Secretive factions move in the shadows, and old families with deep-rooted connections to the city's early days begin to stir, sensing that the time for the king's secret to be revealed is near. In this intricate dance of ambition and secrecy, one thing becomes clear. The lost origins of Samarkand are no mere legend, and uncovering them could either secure the city's future, or destroy it. Samarkand's position as the crossroads of the ancient Silk Road has made it a city of immeasurable wealth and power. Situated between the East and the West, it has become a melting pot for cultures, religions, and ideas. Merchants from China, Persia, India, and the Byzantine Empire flock to its markets, each eager to take advantage of the city's strategic location. But this prosperity breeds not just commerce, it sparks fierce rivalry. The city's wealth, both in terms of goods and knowledge, makes it a prized possession for any empire, and as Samarkand's influence grows, so too does the battle for control. Secretive merchant clans, who have long operated behind the scenes, begin to move with purpose. They are not just traders, they are the puppet masters pulling the strings of Samarkand's political landscape. Each clan has its own agenda. Some seek power through trade, while others seek to unearth the ancient treasure that is said to lie beneath the city, hidden for centuries. Amid these merciless power plays, a group of young merchants discovers an ancient map that promises to lead to an artifact of unimaginable value, one that can tilt the balance of power in favor of whoever controls it. The map is cryptic, its true meaning a puzzle, but the implications are clear. This artifact could change the course of history, for better or worse. As whispers spread throughout the city about the treasure, ambitious warlords and scheming officials descend upon Samarkand, each hoping to claim the riches for themselves. What no one expects, however, is that the map isn't just about wealth, it's a map to something much darker. The ancient king's tomb, once thought to be a legend, is marked in the same scrolls. As the battle intensifies, alliances are formed and broken, and betrayals become a deadly part of everyday life. In the shadows, old powers, ancient and long forgotten, begin to stir, sensing that the time to reclaim what was once theirs is finally at hand. For those caught in the whirlwind of ambition, the stakes are clear: control Samarkand, and you control the future. But at what cost? Will the true treasure be worth the bloodshed, or will it bring about the very destruction that the city's ancient kings once feared? Amid the vibrant chaos of Samarkand's bustling streets, where merchants haggle over silks and spices, and scholars debate under the shade of ancient trees, an unexpected and forbidden love begins to bloom. The Persian princess, Layla, daughter of a high-ranking nobleman, arrives in Samarkand, her family seeking a new alliance with the city's rulers. Layla, with her striking beauty and sharp intellect, is determined to forge her own path, not merely follow the dictates of her father's political ambitions. On the other side of the city, Ashkan, a young Turkic soldier known for his strength and courage, is tasked with guarding the royal quarters. Though he is of humble origins, Ashkan is a man of vision, deeply invested in the cultural exchange that the Silk Road has made possible. Samarkand, with its blend of cultures, becomes a place where he sees his people's traditions and the Persian nobility's customs intertwining, if only the tensions between them could subside. Their first encounter is unremarkable to the city's other inhabitants, but to Layla and Ashkan, it sparks something neither can ignore. Despite the rigid boundaries of class and ethnicity that separate them, their bond grows deeper. Layla finds in Ashkan a reflection of her own rebellious spirit, and Ashkan sees in her a window to the culture and knowledge of the Persian world that has long fascinated him. But love, as it often does in places of political intrigue, becomes a dangerous weapon. Their families, each vying for control over Samarkand's future, see their relationship as an unwelcome threat to their power. A marriage between Layla and Ashkan, no matter how pure, would defy the delicate political balance of the city. Hidden among the wealthy elite, a shadowy figure, Layla's betrothed, whom she never agreed to marry, plots to use their love affair to destroy both families. As the two lovers fight to protect their bond, Samarkand becomes a city on the brink of conflict. Layla and Ashkan's secret meetings under the moonlight are discovered, sparking a series of deadly events that threaten to unravel everything they hold dear. Betrayals and alliances shift like the desert sands, as both sides realize that their union might hold the key to uniting or dividing the future of Samarkand forever. The true test of their love comes when Layla's father demands her allegiance to his political plans, and Ashkan is ordered to kill her to prevent any further scandals. In the shadows of Samarkand's grand architecture, the lovers must decide if their love is worth the ultimate sacrifice, or if it's doomed from the start. The city's future may depend on whether Samarkand can reconcile the passionate love between two people from different worlds, or if their forbidden romance will tear the city apart. Timur, a man of humble origins, rises like a tempest through the ranks of the warrior elite, his ambition far outpacing those around him. Once a simple soldier, he quickly catches the eye of Samarkand's rulers with his tactical brilliance and ruthless efficiency. But Timur's rise isn't driven solely by the desire for power, it is fueled by something darker, an ancient secret buried beneath the city of Samarkand itself. Whispers speak of a forgotten artifact, hidden deep beneath the city, whose power can change the course of history. According to the ancient prophecies, only a ruler of true might can uncover its location, and Timur believes that he is the one chosen to unlock its secrets. His ambition takes a more dangerous turn as he begins to see Samarkand not just as a city to conquer, but as the key to a new world order, one in which he holds ultimate control. Timur's rise to power is swift and brutal. One by one, rival generals fall, their loyalty torn between the allure of Timur's vision and the traditional power structures they've long supported. Samarkand, once a city of fractured alliances and constant turmoil, begins to unite under his iron fist. But behind his charisma and military genius lies a secret. Timur has uncovered the map to the ancient relic that could make him unstoppable. And yet, this relic is no mere treasure, it is said to grant dominion over life and death itself. As Timur digs deeper into the city's hidden chambers, his obsession with the artifact grows. He faces countless betrayals, trusted allies turning against him, servants plotting in the shadows, and rivals willing to risk everything to uncover the relic first. However, no one can truly understand the power it holds, not even Timur. The closer he gets to the truth, the more he realizes that the artifact's power is not something to be wielded, but a force to be feared. His relentless pursuit of the relic leads to a dramatic turning point when he uncovers its location beneath the grandest of Samarkand's monuments, the Registan Square. But the artifact's power is not what he expects. As he activates the relic, a terrifying curse is unleashed, one that threatens to consume not only Timur but the entire city. The prophecy had warned that the relic would only bring destruction to those who sought it for personal gain, and Timur, blinded by ambition, finds himself caught in a web of his own making. Now, with enemies closing in and the power of the artifact threatening to unravel everything he has built, Timur must face the harsh truth. His destiny was never to rule Samarkand alone, but to ensure its legacy is protected. But with the relic now awakening ancient forces, the city stands on the edge of collapse. Will Timur's ambition save or destroy the empire he fought so hard to build? The fate of Samarkand hangs in the balance as the lines between ambition, power, and destruction blur beyond repair. The scholarly world of Samarkand is a place where the brightest minds of the Silk Road converge, exchanging knowledge and ideas that shape the future. Ulugh Beg, the beloved astronomer and ruler of Samarkand, stands at the pinnacle of this intellectual revolution. Under his leadership, the city has become the beacon of science, a place where stars are charted and ancient texts are translated. His observatory, perched high above the city, symbolizes the thirst for knowledge that pulses through Samarkand's streets. But beneath this veneer of academic achievement, a dangerous secret begins to unravel. Ulugh Beg stumbles upon an ancient text, hidden deep in the royal library, a text that speaks of a hidden chamber beneath Samarkand, sealed away by the first rulers of the city. The chamber is said to house not only scientific knowledge far beyond the understanding of their time, but also an artifact that can change the very fabric of reality. The text, written in a long-forgotten language, reveals that those who unlock the secrets of this chamber will hold the key to unimaginable power. As Ulugh Beg becomes consumed by the map to this secret chamber, he is unaware that others are also searching for it. A rival scholar, Iskander, once a friend, begins to notice the changes in Ulugh Beg's behavior. His growing obsession with the chamber's secret is no longer about knowledge for the sake of progress. He seeks the power to elevate Samarkand to heights that no one, not even he, can predict. Iskander's suspicions grow when he uncovers a hidden passage within the map that Ulugh Beg has chosen to ignore, one that leads not to enlightenment but to the relic that could bring destruction. As the race for the chamber's secrets intensifies, a web of conspiracies begins to form around the two men. Ulugh Beg, once a noble and revered figure, finds himself in a dangerous position. Trust begins to fracture as former allies turn into enemies, and even his closest confidants question his motives. The scholars of Samarkand are divided. Some believe Ulugh Beg is working toward a noble goal, while others fear his quest for the chamber is a path to ruin. Iskander, driven by a desire to protect the city from the potential disaster Ulugh Beg's search could bring, assembles a group of conspirators. Together, they aim to sabotage Ulugh Beg's research and prevent the discovery of the chamber. But there's a twist. Iskander has his own hidden agenda. He knows that whoever controls the chamber controls not just Samarkand, but the future of the known world. As Ulugh Beg inches closer to unlocking the chamber's location, tensions reach a breaking point. The scholars' conspiracy deepens, and the once serene world of knowledge turns into a battlefield. In the end, Ulugh Beg must decide what he is willing to sacrifice: his city, his friends, or his life, all for the pursuit of a power that could reshape the universe itself. With both sides preparing for an intellectual and ideological war, the question remains: who will control the knowledge and the power hidden beneath the city? And will it bring the enlightenment that Samarkand needs, or will it plunge the city into darkness, as ancient forces awaken in the shadows? The city of Samarkand, known for its astronomical significance, becomes the setting for a scandalous and world-altering discovery. Under the guidance of Ulugh Beg, Samarkand's observatory has long been a hub for studying the stars, with scholars gazing into the night sky to uncover the mysteries of the universe. Ulugh Beg's work has drawn scholars from across the world, and his reputation as one of the greatest astronomers of his time is well established. But even his vast knowledge cannot prepare him for the discovery that lies ahead. A young, brilliant astronomer named Farid, a student under Ulugh Beg, begins to notice unusual celestial patterns, an anomaly that no one has ever documented before. Using an ancient manuscript that Ulugh Beg himself had dismissed as mythology, Farid uncovers evidence that the moons of Samarkand, the moons of the city, metaphorically and astronomically, hold a power far beyond what any scholar has ever imagined. The moons, once thought to be merely symbolic, are linked to an ancient celestial prophecy that speaks of a time when Samarkand's fate will be intertwined with the heavens. This discovery shakes Samarkand's intellectual world to its core. As Farid continues his research, he uncovers that the stars and moons are not just tools for navigation and timekeeping, but keys to unlocking an ancient power buried deep within the earth. The celestial phenomenon described in the prophecy is linked to the royal bloodline, specifically, the family of the ruling dynasty of Samarkand. The royal family's dark secret is revealed. Their bloodline is directly connected to an otherworldly force, one that has been dormant for centuries, but is about to be awakened by the celestial event that Farid has uncovered. As the discovery spreads, it sends shockwaves through Samarkand. Ulugh Beg, initially skeptical, begins to realize that the power Farid has uncovered is far more significant than he could have imagined. But the prophecy warns that the awakening of this power will come at a great cost, and the consequences could be catastrophic. Farid's discovery is not just an academic breakthrough, it is a ticking time bomb that could destroy the very city it aims to save. Factions within Samarkand are divided. Some view the discovery as a sign of divine favor, an opportunity to harness the power of the stars to bring prosperity and strength to the city. Others see it as a threat, a force beyond human control that should be sealed away and forgotten. But as the celestial event draws nearer, tensions rise, and the city's fragile peace begins to unravel. In the midst of this chaos, a powerful and secretive cult, known only as the Children of the Moon, emerges. They claim to know the true purpose of the prophecy and offer their assistance in unlocking the power. But their intentions are unclear, and their leader, a charismatic and mysterious figure, has his own plans for Samarkand's fate. As the cult's influence spreads, it becomes clear that they are willing to do anything, sacrifice anything, to see their version of the prophecy fulfilled. Now, with the moons of Samarkand poised to reveal their secrets, Farid, Ulugh Beg, and the royal family must confront a question more dangerous than any scientific inquiry. Will they allow the power of the heavens to change their world, or will they close the door to the stars, forever altering the fate of Samarkand? The discovery has set in motion a series of events that cannot be undone, and the consequences of unlocking the celestial power will not just shape the future. It will rewrite history itself. Samarkand, a city built at the crossroads of multiple cultures and faiths, becomes the battleground for a religious war that no one sees coming. The streets of the city, once a symbol of unity between various religions, are now filled with whispers of betrayal and deceit. Islam, Buddhism, and the ancient religions of the land have coexisted in Samarkand for centuries, but a secretive religious order known only as the Order of the Crescent has begun to manipulate the fragile balance. The order, operating from the shadows, seeks to shift Samarkand's religious landscape in its favor. They have infiltrated both Muslim and Buddhist circles, sowing seeds of mistrust and division between the two faiths. Their goal is to destabilize Samarkand by pitting the two most powerful religious factions against each other, creating chaos that will allow them to take control of the city's spiritual and political future. At the heart of this brewing conflict is Amina, a former high priestess of an ancient faith who has spent years studying the intertwining of the various religious practices that make Samarkand so unique. Amina's family was once deeply intertwined with the spiritual leaders of both faiths, but her family was destroyed in a religious purge orchestrated by the very forces now working behind the scenes. Now, with the city on the brink of a religious civil war, Amina finds herself pulled back into the world she left behind. As she uncovers the truth behind the Order of the Crescent, she learns that their plans go far beyond mere power. They intend to awaken an ancient and forbidden religious artifact buried deep beneath the city. The artifact, said to possess the power to control the very hearts of men, could shift the tide of history itself, giving whoever possesses it the ability to unite or crush entire civilizations. Amina's loyalty is tested as she finds herself caught between her former faith and the new religious power rising in Samarkand. Her efforts to expose the order are complicated when she forms a bond with Amir, a young and charismatic imam who, unknown to her, is being manipulated by the order into believing that war is the only way to protect his people. The conflict within him is mirrored by the growing religious violence throughout the city, each faction more willing to sacrifice peace for their vision of the future. As the political landscape becomes increasingly volatile, and both faiths clash in public protests, Amina realizes the only way to prevent the city's destruction is to stop the order from using the artifact. But to do so, she must first uncover the location of the artifact, which is hidden beneath the very heart of Samarkand, an area that is sacred to both Islam and Buddhism. The final revelation comes when Amina uncovers that the artifact is not just a weapon of religious power, but a tool capable of bending the will of entire populations. The artifact's history is older than anyone could have imagined, and it ties directly into the ancient king whose tomb lies buried beneath the city. The key to unlocking the artifact's full potential lies in uniting the warring religions. A task Amina knows is impossible unless she can expose the true mastermind behind the growing religious conflict. The silent war erupts into open violence, and as Samarkand teeters on the edge of annihilation, Amina must decide, will she expose the order and risk further division, or will she use the artifact's power to force an uneasy peace, knowing the price of such an action could be the destruction of all she has fought to protect? Samarkand, once the pride of Timur's vast empire, now stands on the brink of collapse. The city's opulence, once a beacon of power and intellect, is slowly being consumed by internal strife. Timur, the great conqueror who shaped much of Central Asia's destiny, has left behind a fractured legacy. His empire, built on ambition and bloodshed, begins to crumble under the weight of betrayal and shifting alliances. The heart of the empire is under threat not from external forces, but from within. Timur's closest advisors and generals, once loyal and united in their quest for conquest, have turned against each other. The empire's future is uncertain, and the very foundations of Samarkand's glory begin to crack as the infighting intensifies. In the midst of this chaos, General Arslan, a trusted and once loyal servant of Timur, uncovers a devastating truth: the downfall of the Timurid Empire was orchestrated not by the enemy armies, but by someone far closer to home. A high-ranking advisor, once Timur's confidant, has been secretly working for an ancient and long-forgotten enemy. This advisor's actions have systematically weakened the empire from within, causing rifts between the military and political factions, and ensuring the gradual erosion of the empire's strength. The twist? This advisor is not just any power-hungry schemer. He is the descendant of a line of nobles whose ancestors had been exiled when Timur first established his empire. This long-forgotten bloodline holds the key to Samarkand's true legacy, a legacy not tied to Timur's rule, but to a far older dynasty that once ruled the land long before his conquest. The betrayal isn't just political, it's personal. The advisor's family has spent generations plotting the return of their dynasty, waiting for the right moment to reclaim the throne and restore their rule over Samarkand. As General Arslan dives deeper into the web of conspiracy, he uncovers more disturbing truths. The advisor, whom everyone had thought was loyal, has been secretly manipulating the succession of events. By feeding false information to the emperor's son, he has ensured that the young prince, inexperienced and easily swayed, would take the throne, weakening the empire's military might and solidifying his own control. The city of Samarkand becomes a powder keg, ready to explode. Arslan, torn between his loyalty to the empire and his growing understanding of the need for change, must decide whether to expose the conspiracy and risk destroying what's left of Timur's empire or allow the traitors to take control and face the inevitable collapse. His decision will not only shape the fate of Samarkand, but also the destiny of the ancient kingdom, whose legacy is rooted in betrayal and conquest. As Arslan prepares to confront the advisor, the final twist reveals the true depth of the betrayal. The advisor is not acting alone. He is working with an old ally from the past, someone who has been hiding in plain sight, biding their time until the empire was weak enough to fall. Their endgame? To unearth the ancient artifact buried beneath Samarkand, the same artifact that could bring about not just the end of the Timurid Empire, but the end of an entire civilization. In a final confrontation within the ruins of Samarkand's grand palace, Arslan must decide, will he let the empire fall, or will he embrace a new future, one that can either rebuild Samarkand or watch it vanish into history as nothing more than a shadow of its former self? As Samarkand's political and religious landscape crumbles, a new threat emerges from beneath the city's ancient foundations. In the chaos following the fall of the Timurid Empire, a group of modern-day archaeologists and historians begin excavating the city's ruins. They hope to uncover the lost knowledge of Samarkand's glorious past and to restore the city's former prestige. But what they find beneath the sands is far more than they bargained for. Among the debris of old temples, hidden libraries, and collapsed monuments, they uncover a secret chamber, one that was sealed off centuries ago. The chamber, located beneath the city's heart, contains not just relics of ancient civilizations, but something much darker, an artifact, the same one tied to the ancient king's prophecy and the celestial events that Farid discovered. The artifact has the power to alter the course of human history, an unearthly relic that can manipulate time and space. But the artifact is no ordinary treasure, it is a weapon. Its power is not just spiritual but physical, capable of reshaping reality itself. The moment the archaeologists remove the artifact from its resting place, they awaken something far more dangerous than they ever expected. The ancient enemies of Samarkand, long thought to be extinct, begin to stir once again. These ancient enemies, known as the Guardians of the Tomb, were the original protectors of Samarkand's secrets. They are not mere legends or folklore, they are a society of immortals, whose role is to safeguard the city's true power. Bound by oath to protect the artifact at all costs, they will stop at nothing to prevent its misuse. For centuries, they have watched in silence, but now that the artifact has been disturbed, they are ready to act. The archaeologists, led by a determined and ambitious young scholar named Layla, are caught in a race against time. They realize that the artifact is not only capable of destroying Samarkand but of unleashing chaos across the known world. As the Guardians begin to hunt them down, Layla and her team must navigate the labyrinthine tunnels beneath Samarkand, evading traps, solving ancient riddles, and unlocking the full extent of the artifact's power before the Guardians can reclaim it. But there's a twist. Layla discovers that one of her team members, a trusted colleague named Malik, has been working for the Guardians all along. Malik, a descendant of the original Guardians, has been embedded within the scholarly community to ensure that the artifact would eventually be uncovered. His loyalty to the Guardians is unshakable, and he has been subtly guiding Layla and the others to the artifact, knowing that the awakening of the ancient power is inevitable. As Layla confronts Malik, she is torn between her thirst for knowledge and the realization that the artifact's power is too great for any one person, or even any society, to control. In the final moments of their discovery, she is faced with a heartbreaking decision: destroy the artifact and bury its secrets forever, or unleash its power and risk condemning Samarkand, and possibly the entire world, to destruction. In a desperate attempt to prevent Malik from seizing the artifact, Layla makes a shocking move. She sacrifices herself to seal the chamber once again, trapping both herself and the artifact in the depths of the earth. But as the dust settles and the city of Samarkand returns to a fragile peace, the last cryptic message left by Layla reveals the truth. The artifact has not been destroyed, only hidden once again. And the cycle of betrayal, power, and conflict is destined to repeat, until the next seeker of power comes to uncover its secrets. Samarkand's legacy remains both a blessing and a curse, and as the city moves forward, the whispers of the Guardians and the artifact's power linger, waiting for the next generation to unlock the truths buried beneath the sands. The city of Samarkand, once teetering on the edge of destruction, begins to slowly rebuild, its people unaware of the hidden dangers that still lie beneath their feet. The ancient king's prophecy, though forgotten by most, continues to haunt the city's history. With the artifact buried once again and the Guardians retreating into the shadows, peace settles over the city, at least for now. But the threads of Samarkand's true legacy are far from severed. Decades pass, and Samarkand, though recovering, is a city changed forever. The new rulers, descendants of the noble families once allied with Timur, have learned to balance the delicate peace between various factions. The city flourishes once again, though its people now whisper of the ancient kings and forgotten powers that still linger in their myths. Yet no one truly understands the depth of Samarkand's heritage, nor the forces that once shaped it. But everything changes when a stranger, a young woman named Sophia, arrives in the city, claiming to be a descendant of the Persian princess, Layla. Her appearance is not coincidental. Sophia has spent her entire life searching for answers, believing that the secret of her ancestors' forbidden love holds the key to Samarkand's future. Armed with the last remnants of the ancient prophecy and clues passed down through her family, she believes that the time has come to uncover the final piece of Samarkand's hidden legacy. Her arrival stirs a long-forgotten secret, one tied to the ancient bloodline of Samarkand's rulers. As Sophia digs deeper into her family's history, she uncovers the truth. Her ancestor, Layla, had not only fallen in love with Ashkan, the Turkic soldier, but had also given birth to a child whose bloodline carries the key to the power of the artifact hidden beneath Samarkand. The prophecy had always foretold that the artifact would one day be reclaimed, but only by a descendant of the forbidden love between the Persian and Turkic families. Sophia is the one who must finally unlock the artifact's power and, with it, Samarkand's true destiny. But the twist comes when Sophia discovers that her own family has been divided for centuries over whether to allow the power of the artifact to be used. Some seek to unlock its potential, believing it will elevate Samarkand to its rightful place as the heart of the world. Others, like her grandfather, fear the consequences and wish to leave it buried forever. The revelation of her lineage sends shockwaves through Samarkand's political and religious elite, each faction now seeking to either protect or exploit the power that Sophia is destined to wield. As Sophia grapples with her newfound legacy, she is confronted by the same question that plagued those who came before her. Should Samarkand embrace its past and awaken the artifact's power, risking everything, or should it be buried forever, preserving the peace at the cost of unknown potential? The city's leaders, once divided, now converge upon Sophia, each vying for control of her decision. The final twist comes when Sophia uncovers a shocking truth. The artifact was never meant to be controlled by any single ruler, scholar, or bloodline. It is a living force, a symbol of Samarkand's role as the crossroads of civilizations. The power of the artifact lies not in the ability to rule, but in the ability to unite, and through unity, to heal the world. Samarkand, in its glory and in its fall, has always been a city meant to bridge worlds. The artifact's true purpose is not domination, but reconciliation. In the heart of Samarkand, beneath the ancient monuments, and within the ruins of the once mighty empire, Sophia makes a decision that will change the course of history. She places the artifact back into the earth, not to hide it, but to leave it as a symbol of unity for future generations. Samarkand, a city of endless legacies, rises once again, not through the power of kings or warlords, but through the enduring spirit of its people, who have always known that true strength lies in the merging of cultures, ideas, and faiths. As the city breathes a sigh of relief, the final revelation is clear. Samarkand's legacy is not in the artifact, nor in the kings and conquerors who shaped its past. It is in the stories, the people, and the cultures that have passed through its gates, and in the knowledge that, one day, a new generation will come to unlock its true power, this time, not for domination, but for the healing of the world.